Welcome back to Let's Play Higurashi, Minagoroshi. Now I bet it's gonna have that same sound as it usually does, where it's like at the start. I don't know why it does that. It just sounds weird. It's been a while. September 5th, it's now the 14th of September. When I woke up, the first things I saw was Satoko and the calendar. First one to wake up is supposed to tear yesterday's date off the calendar. Sometimes we both tear the calendar by mistake, so the date ends up 2 days ahead. What kind of calendar is that? Satoko likes to tear the calendar, and that makes her wake up early every morning. That would usually make me smile, but I felt devastated as soon as I saw the 22 on the calendar. It's going to happen today, June 22nd, the day I die. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Rika. Morning, you two. You two? Are you still asleep? Me? There's someone else living in this house other than you and I. I just said good morning to that person as well. Hey, do not try to spook me like that. Satoko won't be able to sleep without holding your hand tonight, Rika. Sometimes I feel like Satoko can see Hanyuu, and it's as if the three of us are living together. That would be a lot of fun. It was time to go to school, but my body felt heavy. Today, I was given to draw. Knowing that, I didn't even feel like going to school. Just like, why didn't you come into school, Rika? Oh yeah, because she's gonna die. The more I prepare the same day, the more precisely I can take my day of death. I was down today, I feel this way. Well, that's one way of looking at it. Rika, we ought to get going soon, you know. I'm taking the day off today. Rika, I heard from Keiichi-san, you're troubled by something. Kind of, but not really. What else is there left to do? Today is the day, it's too late now. But part of me still feels like doing something. I've been in this world only a few days. My emotions went up and down like a roller coaster. Sometimes I felt motivated to fight, and other times I felt desperate and gave up. Even though Keiichi and everyone else showed me such strength, I lacked the iron will to fight against my fate. Most confidence I ever felt was when the dice all came up 6, a fortunate coincidence that was just handed to me. I was hoping to gain the courage to fight against my fate. But here I am today, conceding to destiny. Keiichi told me that we can make a miracle happen if we work together. There was something he didn't teach me. He didn't teach me how to believe in that. If I don't believe that I can make a miracle happen, I won't be able to make even a crack in the wall of fate. It seems so simple, yet it's so difficult. I couldn't even decide whether I should be on a stage or stay off it and remain as a spectator. I told Hanyuu that I haven't decided what to do after this world is over. That's the spectator's point of view. For the people on the stage, this world is the only one. For them, the end of the world means the end of their lives. That's why they do anything to change their fate. That's why they can make a miracle happen. I never worked hard enough because I always knew that I could reset my life. I thought I was just one pathetic girl who can change her own fate. That's why I ended up here again today. It's as if I slacked off on my summer homework and woke up on the last day of vacation with nothing completed. What should I do? Should I not work on my assignment, knowing that I'm not going to make it on time anyway? Or should I do whatever I can, even though I may still get in big trouble? Perhaps a miracle will happen. Perhaps the homework will be done overnight. Miracles don't happen to homework. I have to do the homework on my own. Without effort, nothing will ever get done. Without effort, not even one question will be solved. Rika, I think you should spend your day doing what you want to. You can drink by the window all day just the way you like doing. You're suggesting that I shouldn't do anything since I know I'll get in trouble anyway. For Hanyuu, it's not about the homework, it's more about the vacation itself. Vacation will be over no matter how much I want it to continue. In her eyes, it's pathetic for me to make a big deal out of not completing my homework. You know, I found that to be kind of bullshit, the way Hanyuu kind of like compare that. It's like, oh, you know, Rika, just be a bit, you know, like you're like a spoiled child who's like, I do want my birthday, but the next birthday come around. Yeah, that'd be all well and good, if not for the fact that Rika's repeating the same scenario over and over and over again and dies at the end in a horrific way that she could never remember. That's not quite like a kid that's like, yeah, I want my birthday to go on for longer. It's just like, I don't know, I do not see it the same way Hanyuu does, that's for sure. And contemplating whether I should still work on it or not. On top of that, I'm saying that I might as well die if my vacation is going to be over. It was in her situation. If I was in her situation, I'd laugh hysterically. Well, you'd laugh hysterically, but more in an insanity way, really. You're like, yes, it's just looping forever and ever and ever. Keiichi told me to seek everyone's help in order to finish my homework. But I'm not taking that offer, not only because I don't want to cause them trouble, but also because I don't want the teacher to know that I got help from them. If I was going to have regrets, I should have worked on it from the beginning. If I had no intention of working on it, I should have just relaxed without stressing so much. If I didn't care about what other people thought, I should have asked for the help in the first place. Those are the three options I talked about with Hanyuu yesterday. I didn't choose any of them. I've been living for 100 years, but I still can't decide. 100 years were wasted. Satoko, I'm not going to school today because I have a cold. Is that so? You wanted me to take your temperature? I need to rest today. Could you tell Chie that I'm not coming because I'm sick? I mean, it really is, like, she's kind of like Satoko was. Even down to the whole, you know, pretending to have a cold, except Satoko wasn't pretending to have a cold. She was forced to pretend she had a cold. Rika, are you really sick? Keiichi-san told me that you're worried someone is trying to kill you. I'm very concerned, you realize? Thank you, you should go now. You'll be late. Satoko looked at the clock, then looked back at me again. I'm very happy right now. I'm happy that I'm back with everyone and that I'm living with you again. So, if I lose you, I'll be living in a very sad world. Just think about that. The world without me. Yes, the world without you would be a very sad world. I've never thought about that. I thought that the world ended when I died. I've never thought about the world after my death. That was never my concern. So please, take care of yourself. It isn't just me. If anything happens to you, everyone will be sad. Satoko. Rika, I'll leave you alone for today, but please talk to me if you have something on your mind. It's kind of upsetting how you won't talk to me. Satoko seemed like she wanted to say more, but she looked at the floor instead. I know what she's trying to say. I realize how selfishly I've been living. It was wrong for me to look at this world as a stage play, but it's too late. It's too late now. Satoko left the house in a hurry. Hanyuu and I were left alone inside the house. I can tell you want to be alone. I'll just be until you call for me. I mean, Hanyuu is all like chip and happy and shit. It's like, damn it, Hanyuu. It's just like you just don't really seem to care as much as long as like you can, like, you know, hang out with Rika forever and ever kind of vibe you get from this. Thank you. You're still yourself even after 100 years. You're not a 100-year-old transcendent. You deserve to think about your life as a young girl. I don't want to force you to think like a grown-up. It's not your fault, Hanyuu. I was just being arrogant. Call me if you want to talk. I mean, how the hell would she contact Hanyuu anyway? I mean, Like, Hanyuu goes wherever she wants, pretty much, really. She likes to hang out at the ritual storehouse because it reminds her of, like, more peaceful times or some shit, I don't know. Because it reminds her of... It's a nostalgic place for her, essentially. You're not crying anymore. You're not going to beg me not to give up on my life. You're a stubborn person. I know it's better to not be too persistent with you. After all these years, you know me very well. I know you're already aware, but let me say this. Today is the day. Do your best. Do your best to die. No matter what you do or don't do, this world is going to end today. But if you wish for it, you'll see a brand new day just like when morning comes. You might find yourself back in June of this year again, but it'll still be a brand new day. When I was younger, every day seemed so boring. Every morning, I thought the same things would happen again after I woke up. This just means that it'll end up being true. Let me just tell you that I live this day productively. I'm not going to say anything else to you. I knew today was the day, but it's still difficult to hear that from you. It's going to come to an end again, huh? Yes. It's going to end again. Just like always. It's like, you might as well be her doctor. It's like, sorry. There, Rika, but you got less than 24 hours left. And you disappeared and it went completely quiet inside the house. How should I spend my day? How should I end this day? Should I work on my homework knowing that I'm not going to make it on time? Only have half a day left. I have to do my best. I should think about what I can do. This world is supposed to be a happy place. People are enjoying their lives. I should have enjoyed my life more too. I'm not meaning that I should have lived my life in blind optimism. It means that I should have enjoyed my life by fully experiencing both happiness and sadness. If I did that, I wouldn't be as worried about what to do after my death. I should have simply lived with all my might. When the time comes, it will be over. Today, I will live. That's a very important phrase. But it sounds meaningless when I say it, because I can repeat this meaningless life as many times as I wish. While Satoko was at school, I washed the dishes. Hanyuu would usually stay with me when Satoko wasn't around, but she's not here right now. It's been a while since I was all by myself. I never thought anyone could feel so lonely while washing the dishes. I'm going to die today anyway. This world is ending today. Why should I wash these dishes? It's because I'm thinking about Satoko, who will have to move on with her life after tomorrow. We'll encounter a new Satoko in the next world. But I realized something after hearing what Satoko told me earlier. After I'm dead, I wonder how Satoko will move on with her life. The worlds that I've lived in the past all went on without me. I wonder if Satoko will be able to cook without me. I wonder if she can go shopping on her own. I wonder if she can wash her clothes by herself. Now the interesting thing about that is, in at least 2 arcs, we have actually seen what happens afterwards. Well, technically 3 arcs now I think about it. The 4th question arc also had a time skip where it's like a few years after. So we kind of have an idea of, what happens there. But Rika obviously hasn't got a clue because she never lived beyond that point. I've been avoiding thinking about this, but Satoko and my other friends must have been overcome by sadness. It's too late for me to think about this, but I started feeling like I wanted to cry. And in one of the arcs, I even saw the aftermath of Rika's death. And that was fucking morbid as fuck. And set off another kind of, well, I won't say too much details, even though I've already got over that arc, to avoid spoiling the arc, but essentially, upon finding Rika's dead body, let's just say it didn't go well for those who found her in that situation. I'm feeling like this because I don't want to leave this world. Did I read the bit before that, though? I wanted to cry. Yeah. So the world that I've always wanted. It's my hope that I can continue to live in this world beyond June 1983. After a long journey, I finally ended up in this world. But I was able to truly live in this ideal world for only one night. The night of Higurashi. This world will be shattered again after I die tonight. We finally saved Satoko and all our friends assume that our happy life has returned. However, I'm going to die tonight. They will mourn for me. We worked so hard to make a miracle happen, but they're going to lose their happy world in just one day. Am I going to start a new life in the next world, as if nothing happened? I'd live 3 days in my new world, but 3 sad days were going to pass in this world. That's no good. I can't think straight anymore. I couldn't stop the tears from flowing from my eyes. I hugged Sadoko's pillow and cried. I could smell her scent. After I die, Satoko will probably hug my pillow and cry just like this. Is everyone else going to cry for me too? I'm sure they will. And they'll be sad. Not about my death. They'll be sad not because I'm dead, but because I never told them about what was troubling me so much. Wonder if they're going to feel regret. Will they wonder what they could have done to open up my heart? What they could have done to help me in my time of trouble? Will they wonder what they could have done to save me? I felt miserable and frustrated. I held Sadoko's pillow and continued to cry. And the next moment I heard the phone ringing. I tried to ignore it, but it wouldn't stop ringing. I picked up the phone hoping that my friends would call to check on me. However, I heard a weird guy's voice coming from the receiver. Hello, this is, Okanogi Gardeners. Is this the Friday residence? Okanogi. It was Okanogi from the Mountain Dogs. It was the first time I'd received a phone call from him. Wait. Wasn't there another arc where, like, at the school, like, there was, like, some company that went by that name in one of the previous arcs? It's like, oh, sorry, it was behind the scenes even back then. Well, obviously. I mean, all that was the biggest twist revealing what's been going on behind the scenes that we haven't seen throughout the entire series. I'm calling because I have something urgent to ask you. I called the school, but they told me that you're sick today. Are you feeling alright? I'm not alright, this is the day I die. I knew he had no idea, but I still couldn't help but feel upset. It's only a cold. I just want to rest today. Really? Well, that's a very fortunate coincidence. What? I had no idea what made him say that, and was glad he was glad I was sick. It's like, oh, 'cause that makes things a lot easier, Rika. Why is it fortunate for you that if I'm home? Well, we got a tip from Tokyo that someone is planning to murder you. What do you mean? Tokyo was investigating the murder of Tomotaki-san and Takano-san. The investigation concluded that there's a high possibility Dr. Eri is pulling the strings. Bullshit! Eri is behind everything? Bullshit! This is the first time I've heard something like this. This isn't something that happens at random, it's the very first time. That means it's not just a coincidence. I'm hearing this now because of something that I did differently in this world. You know, that is interesting. So she's never once just stayed at home and got that call? I've done many things differently in this world, though. I can't tell which decision led me to this result. However, maybe this is something that could change my life drastically. But now you continue to explain to me. There had been budget cuts to their research, and they were scheduled to be shut down within a few years. Yu was strongly against that because he was embezzling their research money by requesting bigger and bigger budgets. Because they were going to cancel their research, he tried to sell research data and make a lot of money off of it. Is that really true? I know it's hard to believe, but it is. I always thought that he was kind of suspicious myself. Bullshit, you're the ones, man! I think I can say with certainty that Eri is not that type of person. I've been around him for years, and as far as I know, he's not a bad guy. I mean, that'd be like a plot twist on top of a plot twist if he was actually the one pulling the strings all along. He doesn't even have the guts to be one. He pretends to be cold-hearted for the sake of his research, but he can't shake his regrets. He's simply a nice person. It's hard to believe that he was embezzling money from Tokyo. I'm starting to be suspicious of Takano, but she's actually a nice person too. She seemed mean at times, but she could also act as innocent as a child. However, I'm starting to suspect her because Oishi told me that the body they found in Gifu might not be Takano's body. Oganogi works for Takano. That means I can't trust Oganogi. In other words, I can trust Irie because Oganogi is clearly just trying to set me up. On the other hand, if Takano isn't guilty, I could be making a huge mistake. Yes, it always seemed to me as though Tomitake and Irie were good friends. Tokyo had suspected that Irie was embezzling money from them. Tomitake would have treated him far more coldly. Anyway, at the very least, Tomitake of Tokyo didn't have such a bad impression of Irie. The Irie of the Irie Institute and Tomitake of Tokyo were good friends. Tomitake of Tokyo and Takano of Tokyo were good friends. Why is she wording it like that? Tomitake of Tokyo and Takano of Tokyo. I mean, is that really the text? Yeah, Tokyo. Let me check. Let's get a word of the day. Well, not the word of the day yet. Well, we'll find a word. We'll go through the plot a bit more before that, because I want to get a word that kind of fits with the theme. But Tokyo, where are you? Really? It's not on the English side here, Tokyo isn't. And must be in the Japanese section. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in this dictionary. I don't know why it's so hard to bloody find. Is it? I'm pretty sure I've seen it in here at some point. But I can't find it. I can't find it. Let me check again. The English section there. Yeah, it really doesn't look like it's in here. I don't know how. Maybe it's in one of the examples. Yeah. An example for like I'm from Tokyo, yeah, let's see. Yeah, those are the two kanji characters. All of that trouble just to confirm the obvious that these two kanji characters mean Tokyo. What was the other one? The other location there? Well, there's also Tokyo there. Maybe it was the Erie Institute, I don't know. Takano of Tokyo and Oganogi of Tokyo were superior and subordinate. But Okanoki of Tokyo says that Tokyo is suspicious of Irie. This doesn't make sense. Everyone seems to be good friends at first glance, but the links don't connect from start to finish. Irie thinks he has a positive relationship with Tokyo, but Tokyo is suspicious of Irie. So much Tokyo! You know what, I think I got a word for the day if it's in here. Suspicious. Having suspicions. Utagawashi. Causing suspicion. Ayashi. A suspicious person. Ayashi Jinbutsu. There we go. That'll be a word of the day there. What's the counter character there? Let me just... Yeah. Let's see if we can point out the kanji character as well. For an additional bonus. A kanji character. It's a bit of an odd looking kanji character. Is it? I think it's that one. Yeah, that's the kanji character. So what's it? So judging by the example here, the kanji character is like Utaga. So I'm not sure if it'd be reworded in this situation, and it's like Teiru Toyu. Not sure how you fully pronounce that. Anyway, let's continue our Tokyo from Tokyo. That's just odd. The chain should be connected, but one of the links is twisted out of order. It's breaking the loop. Tokyo is conducting further investigations at the moment. We also have information that Irie is trying to use as his bargaining chip. For that reason, we've been told to tighten up your security starting today. That's why I'm glad that you're home right now. There are 20 security guards patrolling the Ferreira Shrine in 3 shifts. You may not notice, but they're there for you. No, they're not there for you. They're there to get you. That's a large security. How long are you going to guard me like that? Until Tokyo feels you're no longer in danger. Until this whole case is resolved. With your death. That should have been good news for me, since today was the day I was supposed to die. This is exactly the kind of security I wanted. That's why I let Takano into the ritual storehouse. It's just like... all that and out the window. Oh, what was going on behind the scenes there. It's like, okay, that's less having security and more just having like your assassins, you know, patrolling you and you thinking that they're protecting you. However, I have a bad feeling about this. Tokyo should be my ally, but that arrangement is just like Irie's relationship with Tokyo. Everything seems in order from my end, but when you trace it the other way, it feels like something's off at some point. And you're right to think that, Rika. I have this uncomfortable feeling because I have a few uncertainties about Tokyo. Tokyo and Irie have strong ties, but they're suspicious of him. Is Irie actually a bad guy? Is Takano still alive, and is she the one who killed Toмотake? Those questions and more made me uncertain about accepting help from Tokyo. I thought Tokyo, as a single organization, would move with a single intention. But in reality, they have multiple different intentions. In other words, there must be multiple... what's the word? I see it in the political section of newspapers all the time. Ah, right, factions. Are there 2 factions in Tokyo? One that wants to remain friendly with Irie, and one that looks down on him. I would explain the irregularities I'm sensing. Maybe I've been talking to Ishii too much. If you hadn't told me that he was suspicious of Takano, would I have believed Oganagi without a doubt? Well, maybe not. Even without Oishi's theory, Oganagi still sounded very suspicious. Irie was loyal to his research on Hinmizawa syndrome. Tokyo understood this, so his relationship with Tomitake wasn't particularly strained. Plus, Irie isn't the type of person who would commit embezzlement. He's a law-abiding citizen with a good moral character, although he is a bit odd. Of course, he has some ambition as a researcher, but that only goes as far as common sense expects any researcher to. It's nothing like the criminal aspirations that would lead to a major embezzlement. A great number of the mountain dogs were going to be guarding me. This is what I'd been wanting in my previous lives, but for some reason, I couldn't be happy about it. I couldn't help but feel depressed. If this house is like an empty bird cage, then they'd be the fox with feathers stuck to its face. I don't know if I can really trust the people who are protecting me. I tried to recall more about Oganagi. The mountain dogs have been protecting me for years. Oganagi provided skills in many of my old lives. You know, what is Oganagi's name? You know, with the kanji. Not that ever looking at it in Japanese makes a difference. Because, wait. Let me just check. I've seen that character before. Also, that right there is the character from Mountain right there, if I recall. Is it the one I'm thinking of? It is? Yeah, I thought it was Water, but that's a different character entirely. Let me try someone else. I've seen that character a number of times. I can't quite link it. Nowadays in River Isler. What character is it? I'm trying to visualize the character here and be like, what does the character resemble? And I can't quite think. Now I could just check the Japanese section for "or" and work from there. I'm not really seeing it. Definitely seen that kanji character a number of times. It's got to be associated with some kind of word. It's not in the O section. How about Ko? I don't even know why I'm wasting my time doing this. Not accomplishing anything. I just delaying the plot. Wait. I have found the character. Under all things, wheat and flour. Komugi is wheat. Komugi is flour. I wonder if his name has... Like, I've heard, like, a lot of Japanese names tend to, like... have, like... I mean, that's probably... maybe his last name, so maybe it is like that. But like, named after rice fields and shit like that, so maybe it's something similar like that. Anyways, let's get back on track here. To them, I'm something of a special existence. If something happens to me, it would be a disaster. The Area Institute is there to keep Minagoroshi syndrome under control, and the mountain dogs are there to protect me from evildoers. So why would they try to betray me now? I thought about it for a while, but I had no idea. I just know one thing for sure. I can't feel comfortable with the protection of the mountain dogs alone. I want someone older than Tokyo protecting me. But I bet such a person wouldn't believe me. Wait. What about Oishi? I've been keeping in touch with Keiichi since the other day. He still thinks that the mysterious deaths in Minagoroshi are all plotted by the village authorities. If he believes that, then he might believe that my life is in danger. For him, I'm a special person with lots of useful information. The mountain dogs hate the police, though. When I asked them to assassinate Satoku's uncle, they refused because he was being watched by the police. I'd feel relieved if the police were guard me along with the mountain dogs. That way the dogs wouldn't be able to harm me even if they were working for an evil faction of Tokyo. Besides that, if my suspicions towards them turned out to be baseless, more protection couldn't hurt. I'm sure that double security will keep me safe. I understand I'll stay home for today. Yes, please do, and please don't go out into the city and try to pick a fight with delinquents. Meep. Sorry about that. Anyway, please take care of yourself. I have a cold, so may I at least go to the clinic. You never know what might happen, so please don't go near that for a while. I don't want them to inject you with something suspicious, anything suspicious. You would never do anything like that. That's what we want to believe. But you need to be careful of him until things are cleaned up. So I have no choice, huh? No. You totally picked up the local dialect, Okinogi. You used to have a Tokyo accent before. You don't even have any of those accents because you've been voiced by some guy I can't even say I have a Welsh accent because it's not strictly Welsh sounding. I mean, sometimes I feel like my voice kind of gets a bit Welsh, but it's kind of like a mishmash of different things, my voice is. I like to think I can fix it if asked, though, but it's my job to blend in with the local culture. I finished speaking with him. As soon as I hung up the phone, I opened my phone book and looked for the number of the Okinawa Police Department.